This is Dr. P.K. Shrivastava, Dairy Business Consultant, Mr. Dairy Consultancy, India, Bangalore. Nice to give this opportunity because I generally, this is my own slogan. I generally float this slogan that, just a minute, I think, ma'am, I need your help. It's not moving. Yeah, it's moving. Fine. Yeah. So I generally use the slogan feeding, breeding, and animal management. Rest all is just arrangement. So in the dairy farm business, if anyone is interested, he should rely on this statement. This is my own coined in statement, and it is getting famous in the dairy fraternity. Feeding, breeding, and animal management, and rest all is just arrangement. So this is one of the core business, core point, core cost unit for the dairy farm business. The slide shows that what is ration and what is TMR. Ration is what? Ration is, is a cow's plate. And TMR is the is the extended part of that, the total mixed ration. So like we make a mix in our plate, and everything is there. Chapatis are there, rice is there, and dal is there, and so many vegetables, pickles, everything. So actually cow also should get that plate, and that is what they technically advised. But what we do, that we'll see in the picture, when we see in this presentation, that how it differs actually, and how nowadays people are giving the feed to the animals. So the ration includes all these things: dry fodder, green fodder, cattle feed, mineral mixture, water, and feed additives. So we will be taking on to the beginning one, to dry fodder and green fodder, and that too we are going for the cow feeding. Somewhere we will be referring for the buffaloes also, but mostly it is cows and buffalo, and we are excluding heifers and calves, because heifers and calves has got a different regime of feeding. So it's all different compared to the adult, right? Go to the next slide. Yeah, the ration and TMR. TMR is a total mixed ration. So when you mix all the 5 things, what we have, 5-6 things with what we have talked about: dry fodder, green fodder, cattle feed, mineral mixture, water, and also the feed additive, then that becomes the TMR. And in the Western countries, where the larger farms are there, and where the pastures are large, pastures are there, where the animals are high yielders, they generally believe in the TMR, right? What should be the TMR, and what should be the ration like? It should be the type. There are different type of rations. That is maintenance ration, when the animal is not giving milk. So it's a maintenance to the body ration is called the maintenance ration. Any sound is coming? Yeah. And another is production ration, another is gestation ration, dry, and transition ration. These are the rations type. Means the plate of the cow will change according to the situation of the cow. If it is dry, different. If it is pregnant, different. If it is going to calve, different. If it is just calf, different. So, and it is in the huge milk production like 20 liter, 30 liter, 15 liter, 18 liter. So that time the production, the production ration will be implied. So these are types of ration. In fact, it is a ration only, but the ingredients will go on changing, as per the requirement of the body of the cow. There are qualities of the ration. When we talk of the palatability, when we go for the food, lunch or dinner, what we look for? The best thing we look for is the palatability. Is it palatable? Is it soothing to my palate? Cow also looks like that. But what she gets, it can't express. It can only say that I won't eat, or I will eat less, or I'm not able to digest properly, or I'm not able to take the intake properly, as much I could have. That much only cow can express, nothing more than that. So it should be appetizing. The moment you listen, then in your house something good is going to be cooked. Look at how appetizing you feel like, right? Similarly, the cows, when they see the greens, when they see the ration, which is close to their likings, so it becomes appetizing. It should be nutritive. It should be soft, chewable. Cow also has the teeth, palate. Everything is there as we have. So if we are giving a very hard ration, the teeth of the cow is going to worn out. The cow which is going to give you 7 lactation milk is going to give you only for 3 to 4 lactation. That's all. So how much we are losing just by making the fodder hard and then giving to the cow. Palatability, we have already discussed. Digestibility, whatever you are feeding or we are feeding ourselves, is it digestible? Is it going to the blood after digestion? Same thing with the cow. The digestibility, suppose your fodder is such and that it cannot be digested. 40% digestibility also is not there. Then that ration is going to waste actually. You feel that you are feeding, but cow is not getting it. The blood, it is not going to the blood. Body is not getting benefited out of it. And it should be economical as well. When we talk of the economy, when we talk of the farm, when we talk of any of the business, economy is a must. Now look at the terms used in the animal nutrition. These are heavy terms. Don't take it on your mind. These are just it will go on bombarding you somewhere in some forms. And that is why we have included. It doesn't have much value over here. We'll try to give in a common layman's terms, we'll try to explain it. That is, crude protein and crude fiber was the kind of determination for the forage. The forage was being determined for the crude protein and crude fiber. I think we have missed one slide that what is the forage? It comes later. Okay, fine. So the crude protein and crude fiber means how much crude it is, the fiber. And the fiber is made up of any of the protein. So what is the crude protein? This was the earlier days. This was the parameter to decide for the roughage. Now, what has come now is the digestible crude fiber. How much the crude fiber can be digestible to the body, and that becomes the useful thing. The rest goes to the dung. And now the term has come, the acid digestibility fiber. Now the terminology has come that the fiber is the ration, sorry, the forage is tested under the digestibility, and that is due to either with the acid or due to the detergents. So the acid, suppose you are using on the fodder in the laboratory. These all things are going in the laboratory, nothing to do with the entrepreneur. That's why I will give very less time on this. So this thing, digestibility, is detected in the lab, whether out of, suppose you are giving 10 kg of fodder, out of that only 5% is the non-digestible, only 10% is non-digestible, 30% is non-digestible, 50% is not. That non-digestible factor has to be arrived at, so that you say that if I have fed 10 kg of fodder to a cow, cow is going to get only 50% of that or 30% of that. So that is the ADF, right? Similarly, detergent, detergent, these are the fibers, they are going to be digested by the cow. So these are the terminology for the laboratory, not to bother about that. TDN, total digestible nutrient. So these are the terminology which is being in the laboratory to assess what you are feeding to the cow. Not today, tomorrow. Once you are going into the farm business, tomorrow you will come across with these things, a situation where you will be giving your fodder or sample of the fodder and feed and concentrate to some of the laboratory, get it tested, and then you will come to know, oh, I was feeding to the cow, but the cow was not getting. That's the purpose of showing it. Then dry matter. So suppose you are giving jowar, bajra, maize, the green fodder to a cow. So it has got some moisture. Once you remove the moisture, and whatever is left over is called the dry matter. And that dry matter is going to matter, right? So similarly, the dry matter intake, whatever the cow is taking, suppose in case of the green fodder, the dry matter is hardly 20%, right? 80% is moisture. So if you are giving 10 kg, cow is getting only 2 kg, no? So that way, so generally all the calculations for the nowadays feeding to the animals is on the DMI, dry matter intake basis, right? We'll come to the detail of that because this pertains to the kind of entrepreneur who should understand what I'm feeding and what cow is getting. Right? So there is another thing that's metabolizable energy. Now, what for we are feeding? We are feeding animal to get the energy. So the total energy is called the gross energy. Then out of total energy, the metabolizable energy, the body can metabolize some energy, that is metabolizable energy. And there is a, some kind of energy which is actually going to the body. So this ME is going to the body. And finally, there are certain things are excluded from the body. Certain energy in the form of dung, in form of perspiration, in form of any other thing like stress. Animal is in stress, some energy will go into that. So that energy, we minus it, that becomes the net energy the cow is getting, right? So this frame encloses a frame how the cow should be fed, right? Go to the non-nitrogenous protein. There are proteins nowadays very much in the practice which are not nitrogenous. But even then, they are the proteins. They convert, they add to the protein matter in the body. And those things we will discuss. And there is another thing, the anti-quality factor. What kind of fodder we are feeding to the cow? Is it very fresh or it is kept for 10 months, 6 months, 8 months, or for a longer days in case of the green fodder? Suppose after 4 days you are feeding the green fodder, which was cut 4 days early. So how does it affect? So these are anti-quality factors, right? Same terminology given over here in detail, not to be taken on your head, but tomorrow, day after tomorrow, once you go into the business, you will come across with all these things, right? I'm just leaving it. Now come to the what is roughage. This is very important to understand. We have discussed about ration, and ration is roughage plus concentrate plus mineral mixture plus vitamins plus additives, food additives, and water. Right? These all combined makes a plate, and that is called ration. And if you mix together, sometimes what happens in our Indian parlance, we feed the fodder separately, we feed the concentrate separately, we feed the water separately. So that is not TMR. The TMR is once we mix everything and make a kind of paste kind of thing, and that is given to the animal. So animal relishes it. Less chewing is possible in that. Required in that. So teeth are not worning out here, right? So this is ration. Now come to the roughage. Roughage is only two part of it. That fodder. Only fodder is the roughage. And fodder is what? Is a forage other than concentrate. It doesn't have seed. It doesn't have any kind of chemical powder. It doesn't have any kind of additional thing from outside other than the natural. So it is a fodder, it is a forage, it is a plant, soft plant. It could be leguminous, it could be non-leguminous, right? So fodder also you divide into two parts. That is a dry fodder and green fodder. We'll be referring it GF and DF later on for convenience basis. Dry fodder is what? Is it dry leaves, dry plants, hay, straws? These are the, these are the dry plants of the different lentils all those things which is dry, it could be leguminous, it could be non-leguminous. Again, see the division. Now comes to the green fodder. Green fodder is a green leaves. The same plant which was dry, when it was green green fodder. Green plant, right? That was a fodder, green plant. It could have also be leguminous, non-leguminous. There is third kind of thing. That is also forage. That is also the roughage. And that is the preserved roughages. They could be silage, they could be hay, and they could be treated fodder. We'll discuss all these things. Now come to this. This table gives you kind of picture. What picture we are getting over here is like dry fodder, leguminous and non-leguminous. We have tried to give you a kind of list, right? That list will give you that what is this? Is a dry leaves of what? And it is a green leaves of what? So that you can go through this table. It could be dry cowpea, dry lucerne, dry ground, groundnut shells, or anything shredded. Many of the things people have found out and they are feeding to the cows. And that was never known earlier that yes, we can feed it like coconut trees, coconut leaves, shredded coconut leaves, this groundnut and soya plants after harvest, when they become dry, that after removing the dust and dirt out of that has been being fed to the animals nowadays. The dry plants like ragi, jowar, bajra, maize, wheat, paddy, all these things, all straw or maybe the made hay, all those things is the dry fodder. There is a preserved fodder, so that will come later. Similarly, in the green fodder, again, the green leaves of same things, leguminous and non-leguminous, but there are non-conventional things like the banana leaves, sugarcane top, like the figs trees, like people leaves, and many figs trees are generally being fed to the animals, and it is giving good result. So, yes. And here, if the green is being preserved, it is called the silage, and when the dry is being preserved, it is called the treated straw. Right. We'll come to the next slide. Look at what we have tried to demonstrate over here. It should be 70% green and 30% dry. Fodder only. We are not talking of concentrate. We are not talking of mineral mixture. We are not talking of vitamins. We are not talking of food additives. We are only talking for fodder. So 70% green and 30% should be there. Chillable is 50% and 50%. Means we can carry on. There is no problem in that, right? We'll adjust the dry matter intake and we will do it. So now come to that, what we are doing, what we are giving. Look at that. How we are feeding nowadays. 60-70% dry and 10-20% green. This is what is being given. And we have taken pictures, what is being fed in the field. And in enormous, many pictures we have. We can show it from where we have taken and all those things. Okay, so what they are not feeding is no palatability kind of thing. Either it should be very fresh from the farm, the green fodder, or it should be having some additives like salts, like jaggery. In our country, India is divided in many of the parts where they believe that salt is not to be fed. Like entire western, putting to the Rajasthan and western UP and entire those areas, they don't feed salt. They believe that their water is already salty water. So why to feed salt? No, salt is required to make the palatability plus the digestibility of the farm. And that we are missing. Many acres. Jaggery, hardly anybody will do. Molasses, hardly anybody will do. To make the palatability, right? So 50-50 ration will look like this, as per the picture. Now go, what is being fed? This I have collected from the field. Look at, it is again 70% or 30% or maybe 20% green and 80% dry farm. And the green fodder is also here. If you see my cursor, the green fodder is also matured fodder. The mature fodder would have lot of undigestible part of cellulose, which is called hemicellulose, and that is going to be pass out to the dung. So that is also required for the flushing of the bowel, right? Agreed. But at the same time, it should go to the blood, and that only is used by the cow. Right? We are going to the next slide. Next slide is a very common presentation for the what milk composition is. It is just to show you that the milk has got the fat and SNF. The SNF and fat is called the total solid. Here we have taken 13%. Generally, it is 12 to 14%. It varies. So in case of buffalo, it is generally more than 15%. In case of cow, is 12 to 13%. So here we have taken an example of a common milk, which is 4% fat and about 9%, the SNF. So total solid becomes about 13%. So whatever is the protein, lactose, mineral, and others, it is going to come from the non-fatty part of the fodder, and also from the concentrate. It will be taken from there also. So the cow body collects all these things, converts into the milk, and gives to your glass. So you should be very considerate to the cow as well. When you are feeding to the cow cannot put any fat from its own pocket. There is no pocket. Cow doesn't have any reserve, so that it will go on giving the fat. Yes, they have got genetic material. If it is a desi cow, there will definitely be the fat more. If it is HF, the fat is going to be less, right? That is the genetic material. But ultimately, for the milk drain, daily it is manufacturing milk. We have to feed daily the fat as well as the protein. And part of it comes from the forage, and part of it comes from the concentrate. That is my second task, because all the nutritional tasks, all the feeding for the cow and buffaloes, we cannot do in one go, right? So, yeah. Still time is there. Yeah. So here what I'm trying to say, remove the fat. Only take this 9%, at least 9% will come from the part of from the forage and part from the concentrate. Concentrate will contribute very less in the lactose and minerals and other things. Concentrate is going to contribute only for the protein and fat. And this forage is going to contribute for many other things, which we will discuss. Now look at this. Here we wanted to show that cow has got 4 stomachs. Right? Not like us, we are having only 1 stomach. And it's not like that. Like us, they are having 4 stomachs. So you have to think for feeding for the 4 stomach, not for a single stomach. So it has got rumen, reticulum, omasum, and abomasum. Out of this, the rumen is the largest part, that is about 180 liters. Rest I have shown in the slide, you can go through with that. But why I am showing this? It is the rumen. Look at my cursor. It is the rumen, which is the largest part. And what animal does is, whenever you are feeding, everything it will try to dump into the rumen. And later on, after the feeding, it will sit somewhere calmly and try to regurgitate. It will take out from the rumen and go on chewing it again, right? And this is most important for the health of a cow. So if you are not giving more roughages, you are giving more concentrate compared to roughage, then what will happen? Generally, that is happening in the cities dairies. Generally, people do not have the greens. They can only give the dry fodder and they can give the concentrate. So what happens? It goes and settles down where? At the bottom of the rumen, which the cow cannot take it out and regurgitate. And that is how the impaction comes. Cow's tummy will be bulged. It will not take feed further. So we are disturbing the physiology of the cow digestion. So that is why these fibers are very important, right? Look at the how food travel in the cow's stomach. The moment it is taken, look at the cursor. The moment it is taken, it goes to the rumen and again moves over here for some time. And after the regurgitation, it comes again back, and then it will not go to the rumen. It is a system made in the cow. After the regurgitation, it comes and goes to the reticulum, then goes to the omasum, and then goes to the abdomen. And now why this rumen is given? Because if you start eating leaves, you will not be able to digest all the leaves, that too raw, as the cow does. So there are trillions of bacteria, 1 to 10 trillion bacteria, about protozoa more than 10 lakhs. And it is not the number I'm talking, I'm talking about the varieties. You will be really astonished. So this is archaea and fungi. All these are packed, jam-packed into the rumen. And they start digesting the fodder, whatever you are feeding. And after this pre-digested fodder, later on it goes for the regurgitation, and then it comes after the making a kind of paste, then it goes to the reticulum. So how the fiber is important? It makes the upper layer. Cow drinks about 20 liters of water. So once it takes the fodder, once it takes the water, the fodder flows above layer of the rumen. And the solid thing, suppose you have fed the fodder, which is very hard, it is not going to be digested. It will settle down on the bottom of the rumen, right? About 10 minutes more I will take to complete this, and then we'll go for the question answer. These are the pictures. It's hardly just to show that this is dry fodder. It is a baled fodder. It is stacked fodder, and it is just cut fodder. So it is just to show like that. And later on, I'm showing these are the green fodders. It could be, just as a flowering stage I have shown. If it goes beyond the flowering stage, the glucose, the part which is called sugar, the sugar content of the fodder reduces, which the animal is going to use for the milk production. That reduces the moment the fodder becomes harder, right? I have also shown part of the azola and hydroponics. Hydroponics are nowadays, everybody is looking for it, and they people are using it. And it's really become a very easy kind of fodder available, highly nutritious available fodder, and people are using it. That's why I have tried to touch it, the hydroponics, how people are making it. If it is a large discussion, then we will come to know that. I would like to explain that how hydroponics are useful and how they are supporting nowadays when the land is less. Fodder production is very difficult. Look into the climatic condition, look into the less water availability. So then how to support this for the maintenance of the large capacity of cows producing milk, like 30 liter, 25 liter, more than 25 liter cows cannot be supported only on the dry fodder and on the concentrates and little bit of the green fodder. No, not at all. These are the pastures, the picture I have taken in UK. These are the pastures available to the fodder. Imagine. This farm is having about more than about 60 animals. And they are having about more than 60 acres of land for pasture only. Look at that. If that is the case, why they are not feeding much of the concentrate? Not required. Everything is being compensated through the fodder, through the grasses, and they multiply the grasses. And fortunately, look at, there are hardly any weeds in the grass. They are using weedicide. They are using these fertilizers. They are using generally the compost. They are not using most fertilizers. They are using compost. We are having less, size of the plots. Agreed. We are having less acreage. Agreed. Can we do some kind of, soil preparation and using the best part of the, seeds, best quality of seeds, taking more tonnage of the green fodder production, using a lot of water into this, and taking care of this as it is going to be converted into the milk. These are the state. These are the state. Generally, they make it the baled fodder. They store like that. Anyway, let's come. What are the alternate fodder? I'm going to complete in another 7 minutes. Yeah, what are the alternate fodders? Alternate fodder is which is not a traditional one. Cabbage, cauliflower, brinjal, pumpkin. There is our country is very rich in, mandis, vegetable mandis. And you get a lot of waste from the mandis. And those are really good, highly nutritious, and they are very good. Just yeah. So it's very good for the feeding to the cows, but in the limited because its composition is different. Again, there is less, there's less fiber is there. Suppose you start feeding a lot of, the potatoes, sweet potatoes, all those things, it doesn't have fiber. So that makes the problem. So you have to be under the guidance of some of the consultant for the feeding or some of the knowledge or taking knowledge from the consultant that what I should feed and what I should not and how much quantity, right? So alternate fodders are generally fed in the quantity of 25%, not more than that, right? So look at that. It could be pumpkin, bottle gourd, anything, the waste from our sabji mandi or pineapple residues or waste from the shops, generally what is called the juice shops, mango peels, papaya peels, all those things are going into the, the ration of the animals. Coconut leaves in South India, the palm leaves, coconut leaves, mango leaves, banana leaves, papaya leaves, fig leaves, everything, soya shoots, GM shoots, groundnut, where is the groundnut production? It is going to be fed to the dried lentil shoots. And fodder plants. Fodder plants have taken over a lot in our country nowadays. We'll discuss about. Okay, so what you should do? What you should look into the fodder? Very economical. This is the quality of forage. It's very economical. Go and compare with the concentrate and forage, you will find how much difficult it is, how much difference it is. Highly palatable, highly digestible, highly nutritious, and the microorganisms which are available over there on the plants, in the grasses, in the fodder. So those things are going to, and also in the rumen, they digest this very easily, which is not present in the concentrate. Now, these microorganisms generally, develop the immunity of the enemy. So these things, they survive on the fodder, they eat the fodder, and they help developing the immune bodies for the cows. So improve digestibility. If you feed the green fodder, how it is going to help to the milk production? It improves the digestibility, less feeding. Suppose it is more being digested, more being utilized by the body, means less feeding will do that much. If it is less utilized by the body, you have to feed more. So less feeding means more availability, means more milk. More micronutrients, better digestion, and more availability, and more milk. Better immunity, better health, less diseases, and more milk. Better fiber quality, better palatability, better intake, and more milk. And better palatability, so like that. Everything helps to improve the milk. But the best part here is, if you are giving more greens, you can reduce 25% or 50% of the cattle feed quantity. And that is a huge cost every day. If you are having 50 animals in the farm, it is a huge cost. Calculate the cost of at the rate of 30 rupees per kg of cattle feed given 7 to 8 kg per animal per day. So 50 multiplied by 10, suppose it is 500 kg you are going to give every day multiplied by 30 rupees. If it is reduced by 30% or 50% or 25%, if by the substance which is 30 paisa kg or 50 paisa kg, suppose you are developing the fodder, you are cultivating the fodder. Even if you buy the fodder, it is hardly 2 to 3 rupee a kg. Right? So if you go that way, so then you can run a farm economically. But people generally, they don't consider all these things. They go on feeding concentrate, and that is a huge cost. It doesn't make difference because the fiber is not going. Look at all the gaushalas. Any festival comes, people go there with the jaggery, with the bananas, with the papaya, all those things feeding to the cow. It is not the food of the cow. Puri sabji, halwa, it is not the feed of the cow. Cow wants green, can you give it? No. And I don't know whether the gaushalas people know or not this thing, but they allow it. And animal gets sick and they get eliminated. Probably, maybe, I don't know what is the reason behind all these things allowing this. Animals should be allowed animal food. Bread butter, people are feeding to the animals in the gaushala. Anyway, come to this. This is a green fodder improves the calving period, inter-calving period, easy calving, healthy calf born, calf fed. With the green fodder, suppose you start from the calf level, it becomes a better cow. So this is, but it has to be, if you are going for the farm business, sufficient land is a must. Otherwise, please stop yourself. Don't go into the farm business. Ensure better green fodder. How you can do, as we have shown, that there are many varieties of grasses which come in the less water area, drought prone area. There are grasses which are having more water area, like all leguminous plants, guinea grass, sitaro, and this acereto and stylo. All these grass are available where water is available. The Co4, Co3, Co5, COFS 27, 29, these are the varieties you can go for even 5 cuttings. So these things are available, but at the same time, you have to have the water resource. If the land and water is not there, sir, please reconsider your thought of going into the fodder. Multi-cropping is a very good pattern nowadays, and there are fodder trees, Sesbania, Subabul, Glycidia, all these things are available. The seeds are available. There are centers in the country, in Dharwad, in Jhansi, IGFRI. You can talk to the director. All the information is on the net. You can take their addresses. You can take their phone number, call them, they will respond to you. They are distributing the sapling free of cost. Let farmer come, load it, take it. They are distributing the seeds at a very nominal cost. This is Krishi Vikan Kendra or IGFRI centers. They are providing all these things. You can go into that. Now we are here that how the dry fodder is going to help. Suppose you eat every day 4 chapatis. Okay. I'm going to give you 4 tablets. That tablet will have enough calorie value. Will it do? It is not possible. Similarly, the cow. Cow has got a bigger stomach. It required to fill the stomach. Unless your stomach is full, the satisfaction will not come into that. The digestion process will not start. So similarly, this dry fodder gives the filler. It is a filler kind of thing which fills the stomach as well. Once the water comes, it becomes a kind of in a plum type. And that is a kind of feeling that animal feels that, oh, now I'm full, right? Animal doesn't know what the nutrient is going on there. It knows about the palatability, it knows about the smell of that, it knows about the taste of that, but it doesn't know about the nutritional value of the food you are feeding, right? So it is a filler, and it will become a nutritional filler once you treat with urea molasses. And some picture I will show you. So there are many farmers, they are converted into this. They take the paddy straw or wheat straw, treat it with the urea molasses basket, and it is an energy source now, right? Palatability increases, energy source increases, and the digestibility increases. Base for microflora. The moment you put molasses into that, microflora jumps into that. So the digestibility increases. Base for fiber. Now, how to preserve the fodder? That is a big issue, because all the time greens will not be there. We have tried to give you a picture of silage making, and we have tried to give you that it is an anaerobic fermented fodder, and it has all quality of the green fodder. You can keep it for 6 months. You can keep it for longer period also, but batches has to be made and batches has to be opened so that it is utilized within couple of days, 15 days, 20 days. And then the next batch, and then the next batch. Nowadays, drums are available. Nowadays, plastic bags are available where the silage is being made. Earlier, gone are the days when it was being done into the silo pits. No. So jowar, bajra, maize, napier, pearl millet, and oats, these are the plants which can be utilized for the silage making. And those, if it is required, so we'll go for the details sometime. But the hay is what? Hay is a dry fodder preservation. At the flowering stage, you cut it, and if there is a full sun, you can make the hay. And dry it to 80-90%, keep the moisture 10 to 20%, and then you bale it, and that continues to, you can keep it for another 6 months. So like that. So nowadays, what we do after the harvest, paddy straw or wheat straw, we collect this straw and we keep it for 4 months, 6 months, 8 months, right? This is urea molasses. This is non-nitrogenous protein, is the urea. People say how urea can be fed to the cow. Yes, it can be fed, but in the quantity, right? So this is how they are making the urea. You can see here the urea is being diluted, and then molasses is there, and urea molasses treatment is being done after making the mixture of that, and it is sprinkling on the paddy straw, and paddy straw become nutritional. Even the microflora jumps into that, and that becomes digestible as well. But at the same time, urea and biurates, which are used for as a non-protein NPN, it has toxicity as well. So you have to be very careful. And suppose there is a toxicity, what care has to be taken? And if there is a toxicity, what treatment has to be given? Yes. The sign appears after 20-30 minutes, and these are the signs we have given. The dry skin, rapid labored breathing, animal will be anxiety, eyes are red, lacrimation. These things can come, may not come if you are feeding only 1%. So that is the quantity, how much you are feeding, how much percentage you are feeding. Generally what happens, people do not, the farmer do not understand that from a dry fodder, dry straw, I'm taking it to the urea molasses treated straw. No, gradually you take it. Animal is not, habitual for the urea smell, for the urea, taste. So you have to move gradually. So urea molasses licks also. Nowadays it is available in the farm and it is a must to keep. But once the hungry animal is there and goes to that, it will eat more, it will lick more. So then the toxicity can happen, otherwise not. This is how to calculate the dry matter basis feeding. I am not going to detail it. I will just say, if a cow is of 400 kg, suppose it is a Jersey cow, it is a small cow. If it is a gir cow, it is 600 kg. Right? It's a Jersey cow, 400 kg, and producing 12 liters of milk. So it needs daily dose of about 13.5 kg of green fodder, 3.5 kg of dry fodder, and totally 16 or 17 kg of roughage. It is a daily dose divided into 2 morning and evening, and the animal will be healthy. So just for that, you can take the picture, you can go through with the slide, or whenever you feel like you can call me, we can discuss on this. And I will tell you, I generally have a habit of giving knowledge to the people now the days to share to the society. And that is why I'm working in this. And one more thing is important. If the animal is pregnant, so you have to give some extra concentrate and extra roughage. If the animal is, has to be given mineral mixture at the rate of 40 or 50 grams per a day, besides whatever the roughage I have told. Concentrate I have not told. That is my next step. This is a kind of table we have prepared, that how in a case there is a very high availability of the green fodder, medium availability of green fodder, or low availability of the green fodder. So how it varies, look at that balanced cattle, how it reduces, how it varies. But the DMI, dry matter intake, how we are maintaining near 777 in the cattle, which is giving less than 5 kg milk per day. How we are maintaining 9 in the cattle, which is giving about 5 to 8 liters of milk per day. Similarly, 8 to 11 liter, similarly 8, 11 to 14 liter. How we have managed by changing the cattle feed in green fodder and dry fodder. So this is the harmony you have to learn, and this is the trick you have to learn if you are going for the dairy. Now your queries, please. I'm sorry I have taken more time. I'm really sorry. Yeah, please carry on, madam, or anybody whosoever has the query. Hello.
Yes, sir. Have few queries, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning.
This is Sridhar. So I have the first one is like how many acres green fodder cultivation per, let's say, 10 Murrah buffaloes.
Generally for buffalo different. Let's start at the cow. Generally for cow, the thumb rule says if it is a good irrigated land and there's a fertile land, it's a crop producing land. So in that, 10 animals can be reared on 1 acre. This is Indian standard, not the Western standard. Western standard is 1 animal, 1 acre. Because they don't go for the multi-cropping. They only go for the grasses, matter ends. Let the animal go and, so all labor, they don't have labor. But in India, we go for multi-cropping. So 1 acre is supporting 8 to 10 animals. Now mind it, if the animal is giving more than 20 liters of milk, reduce it to 6 animals. It depends. What is the production you are trying to take? But per animal, 8 to 10 per acre, 8 to 10 animals can be reared on the green fodder production produced by the farm owner. Yes.
What is the cost? What will be the cost, sir? Let's say the same thing. Let's say per day, per animal.
If the farm owner cultivates on its own land, if it is on the hired land, then cost will be different. It is 30 to 50 paisa per kg. Taking all the cost, watering, fertilizing, on seeds, and everything, and taking 4 cuttings, 5 cuttings, right? And if it is on the hired land, generally it happens, people take the lease land for the fodder development and have their own land for their animal keeping. So lease will also be added into that. It will be about less than a rupee per kg in the fodder cultivation. Yes. Green fodder cultivation.
Okay. Mr. Sridhar has posted few questions.
Yeah,
Mr. Srivastava, actually, since we are running short of time,
I
if
know.
you could
No,
answer the questions in brief,
no,
that
no,
would be
no.
helpful.
What you can do, just mail me. Whosoever has a question, just mail me. I promise to answer them in detail on the mail.
Yeah. Mr. Sridhar, you can make a note of the email address. Sir, you can uh,
Yeah, yeah, I'll go
share your
there.
email address
I'll
in the
go there.
chat
Yeah,
box.
I'm in a regular touch with Dr. Srivastava, sir.
Acha. Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, I'll touch base with him.
No problem.
So
Yeah.
Thank you.
you can mail the question, and I'll be definitely giving you all details. No issue.
Yeah. Mr. Subhashis, you have any further questions?
Yeah, yeah, like Mr. Sridhar asked about the green fodder, some insight on the dry fodder on similar lines on the economics per acre, something.
Dry fodder has got a different economic for Mr. Sridhar because you are in the Eastern India and it is a rice belt. And rice belt at the time of, because I done a project in Assam, and Assam, what they do at the time of rice harvest, they collect the, paddy straw at a peanut cost. I mean, at a no cost, because the farmer doesn't want that, right? So they generally collect it at that time. The farm I was dealing, I was attached with, so they were in 300 acres paddy straw they collected and made the stock of it. And that is for the almost whole year. To see how people are, aware. In your case, cost will be very less if you are active during the harvest season.
So I will be in Bangalore actually. I mean, my land is in Bangalore. I'm based in Calcutta.
If it is Bangalore, then
Yeah.
ragi straw is the harvest season, and you
Okay.
can collect the ragi straw at the no cost. But yes, nowadays Karnataka is a bit costly state. So in that case, almost 1 rupee or even 50 rupee a kg. If you get the bulk like trucks, 50 paisa a kg, it will be. But
Okay.
if you take in the retail, we take the cost in the DPR at 4 rupee a kg, just to keep all the cost, yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
dry fodder. If
Yeah.
you are going to collect at the harvest season, it will not be more than 50 paisa a kg. If you are
Okay.
going to collect off the season, it will be 1 rupee or 2 rupee. It goes up to 4 rupee, and that is why in the DPR we take 4 rupee.
Okay. 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 And if you can grow it, uh,
You
growing
cannot
it,
grow, no, you cannot
you cannot.
grow. The
Cannot
green
grow.
fodder you are going to, the dry fodder is from the green fodder.
Yeah.
Dry
Yeah.
fodder mostly from the grain crop. If it's
Correct.
non-grain crop, no. Green fodder is mostly the grasses.
Okay.
It will
Okay.
not give you grain. Its stems may become hard, but there is no grain coming. Like maize fodder, if you are growing, no maize is coming,
Yeah.
right? So it is a leaf only, leaf and the plant, right?
Okay. Okay.
So, but the wheat straw, paddy straw, ragi straw, jowar straw, bajra straw, all these things after the grain is harvested. That is the difference.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Mr. Anup, you have any questions? You are in mute.
Okay.
Okay. I will take one or two questions from here.
Yeah.
So, first question is, how does the quality of dry fodder affect milk production in dairy animals?
Yes. Animal does not understand that I have fed. Though you feed all the concentrate, you feed all these things, the nutrition value, you are thinking that I am feeding very good thing to my cow. Actually, cow doesn't get it unless there is a fiber, and that to be 70% fiber only. So once the animal gets that I am fed properly, then the digestion things starts. The regurgitation, which I was talking, it will take from the rumen back to the mouth. They will chew it again, back it as a paste. They will send it back to the stomach. It will not go to the rumen. It will go to the reticulum, and then go to the other part of the stomach. Right. So
Okay.
that is the reason fiber is a must. It doesn't have more energetic value. Caloric value is very less, but it has got a feeling effect. If you treat with the urea and molasses, it increases the caloric value as well. Yes.
Okay. And next question is, yeah, what is TMR and do we follow in India?
Yeah. TMR generally now the Punjab farms and Rajasthan big farms are following. Even Maharashtra some farms are following. But none of the I have not come across in other parts of the country like Gujarat and eastern part or in south part. No. Generally in north area they do that. North area also the hilly region is not following the TMR. TMR is the term generally which is being followed regularly in the Western countries and in New Zealand, Australia, these areas generally it is being followed. Even Brazilians are following TMR. TMR is a kind of where the concentrate and roughage and water and mineral mixture and everything mixed. We believe in a different thing, and that is I believe the other way. If what is the Indian feeding system is good. When you feed concentrate, you are feeding concentrate along with the mineral mixture, and properly they soak it. When properly they feed to the cow, it is digestibility increases and toxicity will not come, because if you are not able to mix properly, because in the Western countries, bigger farms, there are large, machines are there. They mix the TMR. So proper mixing is required. Otherwise, some animal will get all the concentrate, some animal will get exposed. Yes. Yes. That is
Yeah.
why it is important.
Okay. And how does the quality of dry fodder affect the milk production?
Animal will not feel that I have fed. So animal's digestion process will not start. So milk production will not start. So obviously milk will come down. So it is important to feed the dry fodder.
Okay. Yeah. So next question is, yeah, what is the ratio of feeding roughage and conch?
Generally 70 to, generally what happens? 2/3 roughage, 1/3 concentrate is the ratio. In books it is given 2/3, 1/3. Now in roughage, we are talking roughage today. Suppose you are giving 9 kg of feed. Total TMR is 9 kg. Okay. Out of this 9 kg concentrate, you remove 3 kg and 6 kg is roughage. Out of this roughage again, 2/3 and 1/3 should be there. 2/3 is the green fodder, 1/3 is the dry fodder. But generally it doesn't happen. In India, it is 50-50. Then also it is very good. Cow, cow considers, okay, fine, I'll manage with this. And that is how it managed with the milk also. No? The cow comes from Punjab in Bihar, and in Bihar it just started giving 20 liter, which was giving 30 liter in Punjab. Because you manage the feed, they manage the milk. That happens.
Okay. Last question. Can forage be preserved?
Yeah, forage, both dry and green can be preserved. And nowadays people are preserving it because they know the climate condition is uncertain. And they know the water availability, rain, all those things are uncertain. So generally when it is in the plenty, green and dry fodder, plenty dry fodder is available at the time of harvest. You are harvesting all the rabi crop. You collect that time as a, lowest cost. And it can be preserved with the urea molasses urea molasses treatment, and that too in the batches. If you treat all the 6 months dry fodder, it is going to spoil. Molds will come. Please mind it. The urea molasses treatment is done only for 10-15 days feeding. That's all for dry fodder. Rest dry fodder can be stopped just untreated. And when there is a cycle comes, you go on treating and feeding the animal. While the green fodder, it is contrast. Green fodder, you can treat it and keep it in the different bags and seal it. Nothing will happen unless air goes in that. Till it is airtight, nothing will happen. For a year, nothing will happen.
Okay.
So generally, green fodder, people making silage and keeping for 6 months. And generally, this dry fodder, they are purchasing and keeping for 6 months. But urea molasses treatment will be done in batches of, 10 days feeding, 5 days feeding, and 15 days. Yeah.
I have one question, sir.
Yes.
I hope there will be a difference in treating milching animal as well as dry period animal. Please correct me, sir.
Yeah. You are right. You are right. Forage, there is no change. But there is a change in the concentrate. When we are going to talk on the concentrate, we'll give you all these ration. Your very good question, because forage, I showed that it is the maintenance ration, production ration, gestation ration, dry ration. So animal is dry, we are giving only forage and 1 kg concentrate, only 1 kg. The animal is 600, animal is 500 kg. Body maintenance, we are giving 1 kg concentrate, not required for the dry animal. But the same concentrate at the time of production goes to 10 kg, 8 kg, 7 kg as per the milk. 400 grams per kg of milk production, right? And maintenance ration is just 1 kg concentrate. And total roughage, all roughage, you are not going to reduce the roughage. What you are doing at the time of dry, when the animal gets dry, already it is carrying the baby. We feel that milk is not coming, but baby is there. So you cannot reduce the green fodder. You cannot reduce the dry fodder. Dry fodder will keep the animal in health. Green fodder will give the likely energy. Only concentrate, because more the concentrate will make the congestion in the stomach, which is called constipation. An animal will not be healthy. The baby will not be healthy. So dry animal is to be treated much carefully because it is carrying the baby. Yes. If it is empty, there is no baby, no problem.
Yeah.
No problem. You give only roughage, and there won't be any harm to the animal or baby because there is no baby. There are many animals keep dry only without pregnancy. In India, all these kind of animals are human. Yes.
Okay, Dr. Shrivastava. So now we have come to end of question round. On behalf of agricultureinformation.com, we like to thank you for the detailed presentation and answering all the questions in depth. And we also like to thank all the participants for joining this meeting. The meeting will now be closed.
I also thank all the participants. Thank you very much, madam, and all the participants whosoever found time to join this. And I will further request them to join at the time when I'm taking the concentrate, because that will complete the full feeding.
Yeah.
Got it, sir. Thank you so much, sir. It is really helpful. It covers it very much in detail.
Yeah,
Appreciate it very much.
It's only feeding, breeding, and animal management, and rest is just arrangement. Nothing more than.
Many thanks, sir. Wonderful.
Thank you all. Have a good evening. Thank you all.
Thank you.